This direction is 150. Your aircraft is like this. Your aircraft is maintaining a heading 170. Can you tell me the relative bearing? Bearing is from the nose of aircraft
Till there, yes.
till the time you reach the station. That is this line.
Station.
Right? To the station. Good. You have to find this angle. Just now you told me this as a whole is 180 degree. Right?
Okay.
If you find this angle, you'll be able to find this. Right?
20.
Yes. So, this will be
180 minus 20.
that is
160. 160.
160. Good. So this will be your relative bearing. Your relative bearing in this case is 160 degree. If I ask you to find the value of QDM, can you find? Yes. How?
Yes.
You know your heading. You know your
Heading
relative
plus
bearing. Yes. Heading plus relative bearing would give you your QDM. Okay. Forward. I would just like you to know how can you calculate QDM, QDR, QUJ, and QTE. If I give you values of 1 or 2, can you find the other? If I say, let us make one diagram first. This is your station. This is QDR. That means he is running away from the station, right? And who else is running away? T is also running away. Similarly, QDR and QT, because they are running away from you. This guy is magnetic, but QTE was true. And when they are coming, and who is coming towards you? QUJ and QDM.
QDM. Yeah.
But QDM is magnetic, but judge was
magnetic and true.
Right? If I say, in this case, the QDR is 060 degree with a variation 10 degrees east. Given is QDR, which is 60 degrees, variation, which is 10 degrees east. Can you tell me the values of, you have to find QTE, QDM, QUJ. Can we find the value of other if one is known? Same thing, but in magnetic. QT is also the same thing, away from the station, but in the true. Can you apply CDM VT and tell me in true direction?
Yes, sir.
This is 060 degrees, but in magnetic. I want to find the value in true. So M plus V would give you T. So 60 degrees plus 10 degrees. Why? It was in east, that's why we took it as positive. That would give you 70 degrees, and that too in the true direction. Do you agree?
Yes.
This 070, since it is true, This was magnetic direction away from the station, but after applying variation, this is 070 degrees true away from the station, true bearing away from the station. So this is known as the QTE. The value of QTE is 070 degree, and that is in the true direction. Okay. Now tell me the QDM. QTE is done. QDM. QDM is the magnetic bearing towards the station. Do you agree?
Yes.
Magnetic bearing towards the station. And this was away from the station. This away from the station value was 060 degree. If I have to find QDM, can I just not do exact 180 degree? So if the QDR is 060 degrees, QDM will be 180 plus 60. This 060, and if you go in the back direction, you will go towards the station, right?
Yes.
So 60 plus 180.
$40.
Yes. 240. How did you do it? Plus 2 minus 2. 240. Right? So you got 240, which is QDM, the magnetic bearing when you are going towards the station. If you want to go away from the station, you have to go on 060. If you want to go towards the station, turn and follow 240 degree. Turn 180 degree and follow 240. Next one is QUJ. This is true bearing to the station. Correct? This was magnetic. Again, if you apply variation in this, can you find your true direction? Magnetic bearing towards the station is 240. I'm asking true bearing to the station. And given variation is 10 degrees east. Tell me the value. Magnetic is given 240. You have to find true when the variation is given 10 degree.
$250.
Very good. That is 250 degrees. It is true. What is
250 degrees true.
what is the name given to the true bearing to the station? QUJ. So if someone asks you the value of QUJ, it would be 250 degrees. See, you are able to find all the values. QUJ, QDM, QDR was given and you found QTE.
QT. Yes.
See, you are able to find all these values now. Right? Let us look at the types of NDB. Basically, there are two types, but you can classify them into three types. Extended version. First type is the locator NDB. Second type is the homing or holding NDB. Third type is the en route NDB. Correct? Let us start from the lowest one. En route NDB. Name suggests that it will be somewhere situated on your route. You are going from one point to the other. These NDBs, which are found between your route, they are the en route NDBs. Does it make sense? Does it make sense that the NDBs which are lying between your route, they are known as the en route NDBs? This is NDB number 1. This is NDB number 2. You are going from point A to B and you found these two NDBs in between your way. They are the en route NDBs, right? These en route NDBs have an average radius of 200 nautical miles. More than 50 nautical miles up to 200 nautical miles, basically. This is known as the en route NDB. Comes the homing or holding NDB. The word homing itself means that you are going towards your home, right? So when you are coming to land at any destination airport, there will be one NDB situated nearly at this place, 50 nautical miles, and this NDB will be just there to welcome you. Just like whenever any guest comes, there are few people who wait at the entry gate for the guest to come, right? One or two people stand at the gate and they are like, oh, okay, welcome, 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 come inside, right? So that NDB is the homing NDB or the holding NDB, right? This NDB is situated at 50 nautical miles. So homing or holding. What does holding mean? Do you know what is hold? Any idea about what is hold? Hold is basically a pattern which you make in air. If there is any traffic, the ATC asks you to make this pattern, a hold. So
Hold.
you can even make a hold over that NDB. So either that NDB is there for homing or for holding. Holding in case of any traffic and homing just to welcome you. This is situated nearly at 50 nautical miles. Now coming to the first one, the locator NDB. The locator NDB is a low powered NDB. Low power, that means it can't be used for long ranges, correct? You can only use it for a short range because it has less energy, less power. So it is generally used for approaches and it cannot be used for landing, but it can be used for approaches. And it covers nearly 10 to 25 nautical miles. This is the average radius of locator NDB. And it is used generally for approaches. Final approach, you can use the NDBs till the final approach. You can use NDB for non-precision approaches only. At this stage, you might not understand what is a non-precision approach. So you can just leave it for now. We'll understand it later. What is a precision and what is a non-precision approach? When we are studying about the ILS approach, then you'll understand that, okay, NDB was not a precision approach because there you can have a precision approach. Precision approach is basically that it gives you both guidance, lateral and the vertical guidance, but NDB is not able to provide that. So locator NDB is a low powered NDB. That is why they are using it only for a short range, that is 10 to 25 nautical mile. Then comes the homing or the holding NDB, which is situated nearly at an average radius of 50 nautical mile. Then there is an en route NDB, which is situated at more than 50 nautical miles. It can go up to 200 nautical miles. Right? Do you have doubt in it? These three types of NDB?
Mm.
If we have to make a diagram to remember the NDBs, I would make like this. This is the runway. This is the aircraft. Aircraft number 1, aircraft number 2, and aircraft number 3. If it is far away till 200 nautical mile, it is number 3, which is en route en route NDB. It is nearby, that is 50 nautical mile. Then it is homing NDB. And if it is much closer, like between 10 to 25 nautical mile, this is locator NDB. Will you remember this now? Yesterday, we also saw the classification for the accuracy. Class A, B, C, and D. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you revise me what was class A, B, C, D, as well as their accuracy?
2, 5, 10,
And
12.
that was more than 10. You just have to remember 2, 5, 10, and more than 10.
Okay.
Plus minus 2, plus minus 5, plus minus 10, and more than plus minus 10 degrees. That is class D. NDBs have, again, accuracy of class B. That is plus minus 5 degree. Remember, VDF also had the same. Now we are talking about accuracy of NDB. And you told me that it is plus minus 5 degree. Correct? But this accuracy is only 95% of the times. That too only during day. Then what is happening at night? At night, there is no guarantee of NDB. NDB's accuracy is plus minus 5 degrees, that is class B, which is 95% of times during the daytime, but at night time, there is no guarantee of NDB. Why does it happen? We will see during the errors. What are the factors affecting the accuracy? There we will understand why at night it is not giving any guarantee. You cannot trust the NDBs at night. It's not like if you are doing a night sortie and you look at the reception signals of NDBs, then you can follow them. No, there is no guarantee that those signals are correct. That might be a misleading signal. So we are not going to follow that during the night. What? Do you remember the emission designator? We remembered all of them. Like for DME, we remembered P0N. For VDF, VHF, we remembered A3E. For HF, we remembered J3E. Remember? A, 3, and E. For NDB, do you remember what was it? You can look back at your notebook.
AD, AB. NDB, ma'am.
Yes, NDB.
Okay, the first one. Okay, N0N and A1, A2, A2A.
Yes. These are the two emission designators for NDB, N0N A1A, N0N A2A. These you have to remember. Okay. In next session, we will understand both of them. What is N0N A1A and N0N A2A? Right? And how are they different from each other, and how are we using both of them for our flying purpose?
Yes.
So today we have seen what is NDB, how do we represent it, height of NDB, what is ADF? ADF is an aircraft-based instrument. NDB is a ground-based NAVID. Correct? Then they are using the surface waves. Right? We saw this formula which was very important and we will use it in future. Then NDB is an omnidirectional beacon on ground. Again,
this is
what kind of waves, what kind of signals are there? They are vertically polarized. Horizontally polarized signals are only used by two, HF and ILS. Remember? It lies in which band? Upper LF and lower MF. And what was the band? 1900 to 1750. Right?
Yes.
NDB is a ground-based equipment. ADF is an airborne equipment. Right? What does it give you? It gives you relative bearings. From where? With relation to the nose of aircraft. So NDB is situated on ground. ADF is in the aircraft, the airborne equipment. Type of emissions are NON A1A and NON A2A. What does it do? It measures relative bearing from the fixed card. We will see in the upcoming chapters what are fixed card, what are movable cards. What is the range? Range of NDB is 200 nautical miles by day, but by night it is reduced significantly. It becomes almost 1/3. By night, what will the range be? 70 nautical miles. Because we discussed that the accuracy is not there at night. Accuracy is only during the daytime, which is plus minus 5 degrees, and during the night, the accuracy is not guaranteed. That's why the range reduces at night. This question will be asked directly. What is the range of NDB at night and during the day? During the day, it might be 200 nautical miles, but by the night, it reduces significantly. 200 divided by nearly 3, which is 70 nautical miles. Right? This we have studied. Accuracy is plus minus 5 degrees, which is class B, but only during day. At night time, no guarantee. 3 types of NDBs we have seen, and we have seen some numericals. This is the principle of NDB. It provides you bearings with the help of loop theory. What is loop? We have seen that. What is loop NDB? Correct?
Yes.
Tomorrow we will proceed further from here. Keep revising your met till then.